How about now, Rob? What couldn't you find?
Let's go!
Have a crack, have a crack!
Come on, what's going on? Good afternoon from Wright's Meadow, Leighton Buzzard, where we have delayed coverage of the London 1 North game between Leighton Buzzard and Thurrock. Apologies for the glitches early on, but now we hopefully are live. And it's good afternoon to Paul Stevens in Singapore. And Paul Stevens on breakfast television this morning, his son having played with Marcus Smith at the Centaurs in Singapore, and Paul, a former Thurrock player. So we have a line out, and it's a good throw from Daniel straight to Joss Nunn. Thurrock on the attack up a very steep slope here at Leighton Buzzard. Matt Siddle. It's a good run by Rob Murphy, but a good tackle has led to a breakdown. And the wingers managed to pick the ball up and throw a long pass back. So a good break by Joss Nunn, countered by Felix Fisk on the left wing for Leighton Buzzard. Good afternoon to Mercedes Foy in the Cayman Islands. She would have been heartened by the performance of the Red Roses last week against the Black Ferns, and I know she would have noted the throwing in of Ali Cocaine. Excellent throwing in there, and almost as good as Mercedes herself. Good afternoon to John Langley, hopefully in Gloucestershire, in Tewkesbury, to the Henderson family in South Wales, to Brian Davis, Bob Williams, Keith Richards, Graham Morris and Lew Hughes, former chairman, down in Thurrock. So we are now broadcasting to the world. As ever, please carry on with the subscription, and please pass on the information to your friends. Not such a big crowd this afternoon with the All Blacks playing and Scotland as well. And of course Australia against England at 5:30 this evening. So there's a good first scrum from Leighton Buzzard. Remember, they couldn't field a front row last week. They've now got the penalty advantage. Now going down the slope. Owen Forsyth, Will Batchel and Joe Healy in the front row for Leighton Buzzard. They have a penalty advantage. Ollie Taylor, the scrum half, had the ball. There's a bit of a melee there. Only ever handbags in this day and age, of course, because if you risk anything else, you'll be sent off. Thurrock have made 7 changes this week. Jack Cowman comes in at loosehead. Daniel Ulf is the hooker. Frank Wright is tight head. Dritan Loka back from Albania. This week, Caden Watts-Adams partners him in the second row. Charlie Russo, the captain, is on the blind side as ever. Ben Timpson is number 8, and Joss Nunn, the open side flanker. Alex Jones partners Matt Siddle at halfback. Dan Stone makes a welcome return to the left wing. Henry Bird and Rob Murphy are the centre partnership this week, Rob Murphy having come back from injury. And Kai Holloway has moved to the right wing. Jake Barrand remains at fullback. On the bench, Anthony Catchpole covers the front and second row, Jay Jennings front row and back row, and Ben Stanley covers everything from scrum half to fullback. Leighton Buzzard have Callum Craber in the second row with Ryan Eaton. Mike Robert is number 6. Jacob Murta is the captain at open side. And Callum Strachan, or Strawn as Bob Patson would say, is number 8. Ollie Taylor and Ewan Starling, the kicker, form the halfback partnership. Jack Whitehouse and Eddie Wiggins in the centre. Dan Chalmers and Tom Winch make up the back line. So Ollie Taylor has possession, he goes blind and decides to deliver out to the centre. Matt Siddle goes in for the low cutting tackle. Looks like yet another penalty to the home side. And this could be a problem for Thurrock. He's going to his pocket. And Jack Cowman, the prop, receives a yellow card, which is double indemnity, of course, because if there's a scrum now, Thurrock have to bring on another prop and replace that person with an outfielder. So both teams suffered last week, with Leighton Buzzard unable to field the front row, and of course that massive defeat for Thurrock at Colchester, much of it down to the many changes made on the day. This week Thurrock are a bit more settled, but still there are 7 changes. I must stress there's a very big slope at the Wright's Meadow ground, and that Leighton Buzzard are taking full advantage of this stage. For those who've joined us late, there is no score. We apologise for the late broadcasting. We are without the ubiquitous Anthony Pease today, who's elsewhere engaged, rightfully so. We're missing his mellifluous tones. Welcome to Phil James. Hopefully he's returned from Berlin, where he watched the game, last one which was broadcast. Another good scrummage from Leighton Buzzard. This is very worrying for Thurrock. And there's yet another penalty. Anthony Catchpole has now moved into the front row, into the loose head position. It looks very much as if Thurrock have taken off a back. So there's still 8 in the scrum, but still they're driving them forward. This could lead to a penalty try. The ball is shot out at the end there. And Thurrock have won the scrum. Well, I'm not sure that's much of an advantage. Now Rob Murphy has gone to the scrum for a defensive scrum. At least the numbers are evened up. Thurrock managed to get a quick ball out, and it's back to Jake Barron, who relieves a long spiral kick. It's not gone to touch, and it's been knocked on. Looked very much as if that should have been a penalty. Thurrock are now outnumbered in the backs. Has come to the outside to the winger, who's managed to go outside Jake Barron. Dan Stone has come across. That's the first score for Leighton Buzzard. The right winger Dan Chalmers has gone over in the corner. Good to see Graham Holbrook here this afternoon. He must be a local. Not sure if he supports Leighton Buzzard, but if he does, they're on the scoreboard. He lives 20 miles away, he tells me. I think he's the only spectator today because, of course, England are playing shortly. So it's fly half Ewan Starling with a difficult shot at a conversion from the right touchline. The referee today is Andrew Beckett from the East Midlands Society. Thurrock are having trouble in the scrums, and with a man down it's not going to get any better. They need to withstand this 10-minute period, and thankfully the fly half is taking a long time over the conversion. One hopes it takes a bit longer. It was certainly worth the wait, but unfortunately for Leighton Buzzard, that has hit the post. So Matt Siddle from Hartlepool to kick off. Callum Strawn taken out to contact. Jake Brown has taken that well inside his own half. He's made progress into the Leighton Buzzard half. This is good ball for Thurrock. Joss Nunn has the ball, looking for a gap. Alex Jones, Ben Timpson in the middle of the field, making good progress up the slope. Alex Jones does well to hang on to that. Good bit of juggling there, dummy from Matt Siddle. Third phase balls come to Joss Nunn once again. Leighton Buzzard are given offside. So Jake Barron with the kick, making absolutely certain and wasting a bit more time by kicking it onto the next pitch. So Danolf to throw in. And Leighton Buzzard have done their homework and they managed to win that one against the throw. And drive down the narrow side. Strawn on the charge. And Thurrock have won the ball back. It's a long pass to Jake Barron. He's come out the middle of the field. He's moved across to Dan Stone. Dan Stone with a chance to open his legs. Dan Stone's flying through the gap there. Unfortunately, he's lost the ball into the Leighton Buzzard 22. Who did we take off?
Who did we take off, Charlie?
So Thurrock elected to take off captain Charlie Russo.
80 drive, boys, 80 drive!
And now once again they're down to 7 in the scrum. A good run from Dan Stone, unfortunately just lost the ball in contact. And there's no doubting what Leighton Buzzard will go for here. Leighton Buzzard have picked up and gone blind. Dan Stone in the tackle. Ben Timms, that's good tackle. They've held the line well there. It's a better scrum for Thurrock. And Leighton Buzzard put the ball out from their own 22. Take his time. Don't take his time. Dan. Dan Stone taking his time there, getting the ball back. Winding down the minutes, winding down the clock. It's a long line out, but it's gone astray, and it's gone straight to the back. It's been picked off by Mike Robert. It's a great retrieve from Dan Stone there, very athletic, keeping the ball in play. Jake Barron has the ball, he comes back to Dan Stone the other side. Dan Stone looks on the outside, comes back inside, goes to ground. There was sheer stupidity from the hooker there. Will Batchelor putting his knees in the back of the winger. And now the prop has come back onto the field. Jack Cowman and Charlie Russo come back onto the field. So a sinewy wriggling run there from Dan Stone. Matt Siddle with the penalty, kick to the corner. And that is a magnificent kick, which finds touch about 5 metres out.
Option three! Option three! Charlie to 7! Let's go, Callum! 3, 7, 2, 1!
Bearing in mind Thurrock lost the last 3 lineouts, essentially win this one. That's gone straight to the back, where it's well won by Ben Timpson. Henry Bird, Rob Murphy almost through the gap. Fair tussle there midfield. Now it's come wide again. Looked like a high tackle on Matt Siddle. Thurrock still have possession. Good counter ruck from Buzzard. That's a penalty to Thurrock. The Thurrock seem to have settled after that frenetic start and the loss of a player to the yellow card. So Jake Barron prepares to try to reduce the deficit. No, it looks like it's a free kick, and so it will not be an attempted goal. Thurrock have tapped. Ben Timpson has the ball. It's come wide now to Caelan Watts-Adams. He's lost the ball almost in tackle, but he hasn't gone forward. It's Henry Bird. He's brushed off the first tackle, as he always does. He's now gone to contact. Thurrock have a penalty. They have a free ball. It's come out to Matt Siddle, chip through there. And Kai Holloway is quite close, but will come back for the penalty. Jake Barron is looking at different opportunities, but he would probably be wise to take the 3 points. Of course, nothing is guaranteed. So Jake Barron with a penalty in front of the posts. Which he slams over into the adjacent field. So Leighton Buzzard 5, Thurrock 3. So it looked like a good kick-off there for Leighton Buzzard. Ewan starting. It looks to have been knocked on. But they seem to regather possession. Now they have given away the penalty. So Jake Barron with that wonderful left foot to seek distance. He's against the wind, against the slope. So he opts for the safe end-over-end kick rather than the spiral kick. At least is much better than the banana kick being operated by many of the world's 10s at the moment, which gains a maximum of 25 to 30 metres. It's good afternoon to Carl Napier-Rala, Zap in South Wales, in Swansea. It's good to see the Timson family out in numbers today as well, supporting young Ben. Good back move from the Thurrock. Henry Bird looking the outside and inside. It's a long pass to Dan Stone. Dan Stone has got real pace. He's looking to see where he's going. He's come inside, he's tackled. He's held up. It's a good tackle by Dan Chalmers, his opposite number. Good enterprising move from Thurrock. Now driving towards Leighton Buzzard line. They've kept possession. They've come blind. And Dan Stone is in the corner. Unfortunately, the referees decide that was a forward pass, and he's come back for an earlier penalty. Very difficult for referees this level when they officiate by themselves to detect a forward pass, but the referee was in the right place, and so we have to go along with his decision. I never understand why wingers, or anybody for that matter, take a risk with a forward pass. Why don't they just stand 2 metres further back and be absolutely certain? There's nothing worse than a try being disallowed when you've made a forward pass. This is much better from Thurrock. They're making inroads in the middle of the field, Henry Bird in particular, bursting through tackles, the additional pace of Rob Murphy on the outside, and Jake Barron coming into the line. Again, the line was intercepted by Leighton Buzzard, but it's knocked forward. Will Thurrock take the scrum? I suppose they'll have to. Alex Jones with the feed. Jack Cowman on the loose head. This needs a much better scrummage from Thurrock. It looks like an early set. Leighton Buzzard over anxious to get the push on. Good to see Dan Stone back on the wing, the former Campion fly half. Has been Thurrock's top try scorer over the last few years. So Alex Jones to feed. It's a better scrum. It's picked up by Ben Timpson, who's come blind. He's looking for Jake Barron. Jake Barron is powering through. Thurrock recycle. Dritan Lota has scored the try. Real power from the Albanian lock. Pressure paid, and that was a much better scrummage from Thurrock. Thurrock lead by 8 points to 5 with the conversion to come. Unfortunately, in scoring that try, Dritan Loka has picked up an injury. We hope it's not too serious. And John Cowman is the Thurrock physiotherapist today. And Dritan brings immense power to the pack, and he would be a great loss. He's lying prostrate there, and it doesn't look too good. Now he's sprung to his feet, go to a hunch position. It looks as if it might have been a head injury. Jake Barron is there to convert, and he just brought that one in, but not quite far enough. So he's still seeing to Loka. And Loka has returned the field of play. Jay Jennings is getting ready to go on, but he's not needed. Jay Jennings running the line today very effectively. Ewan Starling has kicked off. It's almost hit the wires above. Electric cables seem to be very low on this pitch. Thurrock have managed to win the kick-off. Charlie Russo. Alex Jones with a box kick. Kai Holloway has come a...
I missed it. Did they score the goal, the kick?
So no, just to confirm, the conversion was just missed. He almost drew it in. Kai Holloway then was very close on the follow-up to the box kick. I remember Anthony Pease saying in the last commentary that we were able to hit the only woman on the pitch with a pram on the side of the pitch. Well, we wouldn't get that today because there aren't any spectators, and there certainly aren't any women watching, apart from the Timpson family. We hope team manager Anthony Pease is enjoying the party he's at. I hope he's not throwing a jelly and blancmange around with his daughter.
Physio. Is your guy all right? Yeah. He took a big hit.
Two physios have looked for him.
So Leighton Buzzard have the ball there. Taking the ball out wide. It's good tackling in the middle by Henry Bird as ever, but that's now gone to a penalty. Not sure whether it was Ben Timpson. No, it was Rob Murphy. Was that a high tackle? Not sure. Either way, it was a hit on centre Jack Whitehouse, which was penalised, and Buzzard have spent no time in kicking that ball into the Thurrock 22. So Thurrock have nosed into the lead. And as I repeat, there's a very big slope on this pitch, although the prevailing wind seems to have died down a little. So Leighton Buzzard juggled with the line out. Callum Creeber and Ryan Eaton, but they do manage to get possession. They've got a long caterpillar drive going on. They've changed the point of contact. And looks like another penalty. It's a free ball. Leighton Buzzard work the loop. Jake Barron's coming to tackle. And I think a referee will go back to an earlier infringement. He's penalised Charlie Russo for coming around the wrong side of the maul, being offside the maul. Captain Jacob Murta looking for a quick tap and go, was elected instead to go for the scrummage, but they're having some success. Tom Winch, the Buzzard fullback, looking to come into the line. They're very wide spacing. Thurrock going man for man, and Jake Barron has moved out to the wing. Although he probably needs to look outward there. And Dan Chalmers, Buzzard wing, who seems about 30 yards further across. Very deep Leighton Buzzard line. There's a pick up from the back there when the scrum was going forward. Callum Strawn. Thurrock have halted the advance. It's come blind. Forwards are out there. It looks very much like the hooker, Will Batchelor, has scored in the corner. So Leighton Buzzard 10. Thurrock 8. It's a shame, it looks as if Thurrock had weathered the storm, but then the try line came much quicker than they thought. Ewan Starling with the conversion attempt as the half is drawing to an end. Probably opportunity for a couple more plays, bearing in mind the injury and the yellow card. So it's Ewan Starling with a long range conversion attempt. And it's not quite got the legs. So just before half time, it is Leighton Buzzard 10, Thurrock 8. Tom Worsfold and Matt Siddle have been swapping the 10 shirt this season. Matt Siddle to kick off. That's a very good kick, gone about 12 metres, well won in the air by Joss Nunn. So Thurrock on the attack. Inside the Leighton Buzzard half. Charlie Russo with the drive, tries a step, still keeps the momentum going forward. Alex Jones, quick ball to Matt Siddle. Matt Siddle throws out to the middle of the field where Rob Murphy's tackled and coughs up the ball in the process. That was a good tackle in the middle of the field by Eddie Wiggins, dislodging the ball at the same time. This has been their most potent weapon, the scrummage, this half. And considering they were unable to field a front row last week, Leighton Buzzard have done very well in this department. They've had a very interesting season. They sit at the bottom of the table, yet a lot of their games they have been very close to the opposition. And that has been the story of London 1 North this season. There's not much in it. all of the teams are capable of beating other teams. The scrummage is wheeling to the right, and Thurrock have won it against the head. Ben Timpson has the ball, and Dan Stone's gone around the outside. Dan Stone has the pace, and he's gone into the corner. It's a lovely try. A great scrum against the head. Ben Timpson picked up and put Dan Stone to the corner, and the fleet-footed Dan Stone restores Thurrock's lead. Unfortunately, the commentator got in the way of the scoring try. Sorry. Jake Barron with the conversion attempt. The wrong side of the field for a left footer. So a very long kick from Jake Barron, just floated wide of the right-hand post. So if you missed that try on camera, it was a great try by Dan Stone, well fed by Ben Timpson from a scrum, and the commentator apologised profusely for the fact he got so excited and got in the way of the camera. So Starling to kick off. Well floated, and Leighton Buzzard managed to get a hand in, tap that back. Unfortunately for Thurrock, they managed to reclaim possession. It's Ben Timpson again in the middle of the field. He's enjoying himself this season. Nice winding run, deep in the opposition. Thurrock have gone to the right. And this time a high tackle gives them a penalty. So a free ball. Jake Barron has tried a little chip and chase. I often wonder why so many teams kick when they have a free ball. Should it be better to test the defence by spraying the ball wide? But who am I to know? Looks like an injury there to Callum Craber. Jake Barron has a chance to kick the touch. Dan Stone imploring him to look at the open side. John Cowman being extremely busy today already. Let's hope he has nothing else to do for the rest of the game.
Indeed. Indeed.
So it's Danolf to throw in. Short and line out with Ben Timpson again in the middle. This time it's gone sailing over the top. And that's given an opportunity for Joe Healy to charge into the Thurrock defence. Starling kicks. He's gone blind. He's gone cross towards Kai Holloway. Kai Holloway has a chance to run back. Runs through the middle of the field, gets a pass in. Jake Barron has come back to the right. And it looks as if Stone might have had an overlap again. Now they have numbers out wide. Short ball to Jake Barron, come out the middle. Recycled very well. Now Thurrock have numbers. He's come out to Ben Timpson. He's come wide to Rob Murphy. He's given Dan Stone a chance again. Dan Stone is sprinting down the touchline. He's passed inside. This is given an opportunity for a great try for Thurrock. That's a beautiful try. It's a length of field try, one of the best of the season. Backs coach Sally Tewson then getting very excited as they threw the ball across the field. She spotted the gaps very early on, and as soon as it came wide to Dan Stone, a try was inevitable. He looked inside to find the supporting Rob Murphy to take the glory. It really should have been Sally Tewson. So it's Thurrock 18, Leighton Buzzard 10.
Well played, Marv. Good try.
Thurrock showing what they're capable of when the game widens out, when they take the opportunity to spin the ball. With such great loose forwards as Ben Timpson, Joss Nunn and Charlie Russo, once they make the extra men outside, they do look very fluid. Silence for Jake Barrand.
It makes a big difference when you clear them right out the ruck. That quick ball, we can't tear them apart.
And Jake Barrand just pushed that one to the left of the post, and that's the stroke of half time. Leighton Buzzard 10, Thurrock 18. It's been a very interesting first half to begin with. The home team, using the advantage of the slope and wind, managed to get good field position, and when scrummages occurred they caused lots of problems for the youthful Thurrock front row. Thurrock managed to recover, and some sprightly, entertaining, enterprising back play meant they were able to make deep inroads into the Leighton Buzzard half, even going up the slope. As soon as Dan Stone was restored to the wing, Thurrock were going to have the pace on the outside. And he surely showed a clean pair of heels to the opposition on more than one occasion. And so at half time, Thurrock lead Leighton Buzzard by 18 points to 10. Very interesting day of autumn internationals once again this week going on. And I've been very interested in a number of things going on. First of all, in the Wales All Blacks game, the initial interception of Gareth Anscombe's pass by Bowden Barrett left a lot to be desired. Obviously it came from a set-piece move, and I never know why people don't play what is in front of them rather than just going ahead with a set-piece move. But there we are, I shouldn't be too critical. Very interesting to see Manu Tuolangi playing this week on the wing for England. I wonder why they've made that decision when they've got an abundance of very good wingers. And surely they would want to look at Tuolangi in the centre as they make progress future. Very interested then to see the position of Owen Farrell. Obviously he's the captain, so he has to play at 12, and they're looking at Henry Slade as a 13 long term. Wales have got a very difficult fixture this weekend against Fiji, rampant Fiji, who of course are playing all of their European players, no Islanders at all in that team. There are 2 internationals going on currently, which has reduced the size of the crowd here, and we hope that the home country is doing very well. So it's a warm welcome to all of our friends who subscribe, and I urge you please to pass on the information about how to watch Thurrock live to your friends and associates and anybody you know, really. It really is quite an original thing to do, and Thurrock are revelling in it, and it's of great inspiration to the younger players in the club. At that point I must mention the academy at Thurrock. Now, set up by Martin Jones and with David Harries as the manager, this is going from strength to strength. It's so good we even have very little children playing rugby now, a group called the Little Acorns at Thurrock. On Monday night of last week there were 69 young players there, and in the clubhouse there were 59 parents who were listening to a very inspiring talk by Leanne White, who's a sports psychologist. And she talked and showed slides for about an hour, and it was quite mesmerizing and quite fulfilling. Very, very instructive, and I would urge anybody who wants to get hold of Leanne White to get in touch with me, and she does bring a lot of additional knowledge to the game. So Thurrock have had to replace a prop with a yellow card, so that meant they had to bring another prop on, and captain Charlie Russo left the field for that period of time. Now they're back to full strength, they're leading by 18 points to 10, and I must stress they have a very big slope with them in the second half, so that augurs well. So hopefully there are a lot of people watching at Thurrock Rugby Club this afternoon, so good afternoon to those people, especially the fine gentleman who sits in the corner. So it's Starling to kick off for the second half. In what has so far been quite an even contest. Last minute instructions are issued. The referee gets the game underway. This is well taken by Thurrock. Ball's gone back to Jake Barron, the man with the kicking game. Number 8 is dropped back into space. It's a left-footed kick there from Jake Barron. Has got the ball. He's looking inside then out. He's looking for support. He's gone through the halfway line. It's a rampaging run from Barron, handing off half the Buzzard team. He's now gone to ground deep into the Leighton Buzzard half. He's fed the ball back to Siddle. Henry Bird has taken the ball in the crash and he's gone forward. There's somebody riding on his back. Thurrock have recycled. Jack Cowman now drives forward. Son of the physio. Come wide to Thurrock, who attempt to have numbers, but unfortunately a poor pass goes behind all the sporting cast. And Jake Barron has taken a knock after that run. He's struggling to get to his feet. The injury seems to be to his back, in spite of the hopes that Jack Cowman wouldn't have to come onto the field. Very quickly he has indeed. Great run from Jake Barron. I wonder why sometimes he insists upon taking on the whole of the opposition. Whereas in the old days we had the magic sponge, now we have the magic spray. A bit of ibuprofen, I suggest. Used to be Ralgex in the day, liniment. We went to Norwich a few weeks ago and you could still smell liniment in the changing rooms. It was lovely. Modern substitutes. Leighton Buzzard have won that line out. The fly half has been forced inside. He's managed to find a little bit of support. And it looks as if he was driving himself up a cul-de-sac for a while. So Ollie Taylor and Leighton Buzzard have now found gaps in the Thurrock defence. A bit of straight running there. Very good run. They've come wide.
No, come on.
Fullback Winch has stepped inside. This is good play from Buzzard. A long pass there, almost intercepted. But it's enabled a little gap to appear on the outside, but a poor pass behind the winger. Once again, a victim of overrunning. Difficult to know who was responsible for that, whether it was the person passing the ball or the winger who'd overrun play. I suggest the latter. That was better from Leighton Buzzard. We've taken up the challenge posed by Thurrock. So it's a better line from Thurrock, hitting their man. And they've come around from the wrong side and Thurrock have a penalty. Here's some comments from a much aggrieved coaching staff, probably the norm. Jake Barrand, rehabilitated with the left foot down the slope. A little bit of a problem retrieving the ball from the far pitch. The line has been a bit of a curate's egg for Thurrock. Again goes slightly awry, ball bouncing backwards, well picked up. Well picked up by Henry Bird. No, sorry, it's Ben Timpson. Matt Siddle. Henry Bird is looking for work. The ball has gone backwards, forwards, bobbled around, and eventually it's a scrum to Leighton Buzzard. Jack Whitehouse and Ed Wiggins doing a lot of good work in midfield. Coaches are urging a little bit more territory for Thurrock when they have possession, good possession. There's Ollie Tail to put into the Leighton Buzzard scrum. So they've gone for the drive again. There's been a slip. Nobody at fault. And so the scrum is reset. Thurrock have an outstanding young front row with exciting prospects. As we know, it takes a while to mature in that position. Scrummage is now set and the referee's asking him to use. Ollie Taylor is a mismove in the middle of the field. He brought the full back in. He's come out to the winger. The Thurrock have managed to stop that. They've won a quick ball and they've kicked the ball back. So Leighton Buzzard have come out wide. Left winger Felix Fisk is going outside Dritan Loka, but he's not able to. That's a really good tackle by Matt Siddle. Caelan Watts-Adams. There's been a high tackle, illegal tackle, sorry, and no arms tackle. Starling is elected to go to the corner, but he's missed touch. Back to Jake Barrand, who puts in a long spiral kick.
That's all right. That's fine. Still a game. Still a game. Well, the boys have put on.
And Leighton Buzzard are having a tete-a-tete. And obviously taking a long time to get this line out right. Will Batchelor to throw in. It's gone to the back and Thurrock have managed to win that against the throw, and Joss Nunn has possession. He's gone through 3 or 4 tackles as he always does. Matt Siddle has the ball, he kicks to open space. That's a good kick, it's rolling on. Fullback Winch has a bit of difficulty with it, but now makes a good counter run. Bursts through a couple of tackles. And Thurrock have won a penalty for offside. This will probably be better off with the right footer kicking this to touch. So play has now been taken into the Leighton Buzzard 22. Good to see the Brown family here today. Lawrence and Morgan both injured, and Dad there wishing he could still play. So it's Thurrock to throw in. It's Danolf. Sustained a bit of an injury last week, but has come through well in training this week. Commentators curse, not straight. Lawrence Brown, who's been moved to hooker this year from the back row, is looking on anxiously, been out injured for a while. Hopefully he will be back soon. Brother Morgan sustained a dislocated shoulder. Hopefully he will be back sometime in the not too distant future. It's unfortunate, as soon as Thurrock got a good attacking position, the line-out didn't function quite as well as it should have done again. Leighton Buzzard attempting to run this from deep in their own half, and full back there, Winch has burst through a couple of tackles, but is still very deep in their 22. They still continue to try to run defence. And this time Starling elects to kick to touch. It's a very good kick. It's taken Kai Holloway a long way back there. He's managed to find a bit of space. He's running through. And that was adjudged to have gone into touch, much to the surprise of everybody. So Jay Jennings has been brought to the second row to give Dritan Loka a rest. It's a very good line for Leighton Buzzard, hit their man perfectly. Thurrock did try to disrupt, failed to, and Leighton Buzzard have dropped the ball middle of the field. Dritan Loka has been taken off at this stage. He's had a very good game today, scoring a try, recovering from injury. And disconsolate Dritan Loka walking off that. He was enjoying the game today, having scored a try. And Thurrock bringing on a bit of fresh blood. Picked up by Timson Blind again. It's a good move by Thurrock. Siddle, Joss Nunn, ball comes out wide. Jake Barron can't take that. And it's been a knock on.
Come on, T.
Good pressure by Felix Fisk there, meant that broke down. Fisk, the left winger, came in to thwart Thurrock.
Alex, let's fucking go, come on! Down there, down the hill into the corner. Big scrimmage, Charlie.
And Thurrock probably should be taking more advantage of the conditions and the slope of the pitch by kicking deep into the opposition half. So they want to enjoy their game, and so they're throwing it wide. It's a better scrum from Leighton Buzzard again, but it has wheeled. They spun around, but Buzzard have got the ball. They brought the full back in, Winch. He's been well tackled in the middle of the field. They've come wide again. Buzzard are being driven back in the tackle so far. And Murphy and Bird are forming a good partnership in the middle of the field.
Much better defence. Much better.
Right, get Henry and Murphy to link together. Same pace, same intensity.
So Thurrock have the penalty. There's injury to Jacob Murta, the Buzzard captain. Thurrock have had a difficult time with injuries and unavailabilities this season, and it's very difficult as a coach when there are 8 or 9 different players playing each week. But I suppose post-COVID that is what all teams have to put up with, and the nucleus of the squad is very young and the prospects of the future are outstanding. So Thurrock have a long range penalty which Jake Barron has elected to attempt a kick at goal. It must be some 50 metres to the left of the posts. There's good tackling by Henry Bird and Rob Murphy in the centre. They complement each other quite well. And bearing in mind Murphy's just come back from a dead leg. He's done very well to get out there today. So left-footed Jake Barron from very long range. It's a very long kick and it's just dropped under the bar, so great accuracy. And Buzzard elect to run from underneath their own post, now being tackled at their own 22. The forwards have set up, it's a good charging run. Callum Craber, now they've gone wide. Go to the right where Felix Fisk is waiting, and now Starling is elected to kick. And he's found touch about 5 metres from the halfway line.
Come on, urgency.
Good exit strategy from Buzzard, a couple of carries and then put boot to ball.
Come on, there we go. Joe, this is yours. Overthrow again. Second places. Big overthrow.
Thurrock this time got the front of the line out, was well taken. Ben Timpson is first receiver. A lovely run from him once again. Makes ground every time. Those come to Joss Nunn in the middle of the field. He's ridden the first tackle. Short ball to Jake Barron, who's coming to the line. He looked inside instead of out. Alex Jones. There's the ball. Thurrock retained possession. They've picked up short. Ulf. Come blind once again where Jay Jennings takes the contact. He's managed to retain possession. Caelan Watts-Adams. It's a good twisting run from him. Twist through the tackle. Cowman is held up, but he's managed to get his knee to the ground. Joss Nunn. Very quick up in defence, Leighton Buzzard. Jake Barron is going through again. Hungry for work today. Thurrock still retain possession, yet another charge in the middle of the field. Rob Murphy, the right-footed sidestep. Gone into the 22. Matt Siddle throws a dummy. Gets through the first tackler. Thurrock go wide again. Henry Bird is carrying, straightens. It's a good patch of play for Thurrock. A lot of possession. Now they come wide again. Dan Stone is on the outside, hasn't received the ball. They've come back inside. Alex Jones, a good charging run. Leighton Buzzard, a very good come to the breakdown. They've tried very hard to win the ball back. Thurrock have just knocked on the middle of the field. But in fact it looks like a penalty to Thurrock for offside. It's been a key factor in Leighton Buzzard's defence, the fact they've been offside for quite a lot of the time. So Thurrock, after that fine patch of play, have elected to kick for goal. A good patch of rugby. Thurrock very much in control with the possession, but a dogged defence from Leighton Buzzard. So Barron has kicked that, and it's Leighton Buzzard 10, Thurrock 21. The best continuous passage of play for Thurrock for quite some time. Forwards and backs interlinking very well. Almost got a Peasism in then. That was more like it from Thurrock and exactly what the coach wanted. And Leighton Buzzard have kicked off and Starling hasn't reached the 10 metres. For some reason Thurrock elected to try and get the ball and lost possession. So come back for the scrum. So it's given possession back to Leighton Buzzard, who now come inside and outside. There's a break up the middle of the field by Leighton Buzzard. And completely against the run of play, they've scored under the posts.
Kalen, you okay? Kalen,
Here we go, boys.
And look like Callum Strawn.
Come on, boys, quick. Let's get there.
And converted by Starling. Leighton Buzzard 17, Thurrock 21, completely against the run of play. All emanated from the mistimed kickoff by Leighton Buzzard, which Thurrock for some reason elected to play. So Siddle has kicked off. It's another break in midfield by Leighton Buzzard. Almost intercepted by Kai Holloway. It's a kick across field. Oh, was brilliantly taken by the right winger. Dan Stone has managed to recover well and been beaten by the kick. This Felix Fisk, who almost looks as if he had a free run in, but is well covered by Jake Barron, and eventually Dan Stone managed to get across. Ben Stanley has come onto the field in the centre. Or maybe he's come on at 10. Can't quite see from here. And Thurrock have a free kick for early engagement. This time Barron smashes a huge punt into the Leighton Buzzard half.
Henry, get Josh Mann inside Siddle for when they play back inside in defence.
Again, Starling kicks the ball using the wind now in this half. Dan Stone's come back a long way for that. He elects to kick. That's a good kick from Dan Stone, deep in defence.
What a noise.
Demonstrating the fly half skills he undoubtedly has.
Take a step, take a step, take a step, what?
Leighton Buzzard win that ball. It's a good line out. Charge in the middle of the field. And Leighton Buzzard have got the penalty. And Thurrock looked completely in control of this match, but the last try from Leighton Buzzard changed the perspective entirely. They really have their spirits up and they're now looking quite dangerous. That penalty has taken play deep into the Thurrock 22. With a line to follow, this doesn't augur well. And now Leighton Buzzard have formed the wedge. They've been halted temporarily, and now they've given the ball wide. Ball has come out wide and is an inside pass, which looks slightly forward, but not given by the referee. Buzzard have the ball, have come out to the right, where Fisk is waiting. They really have their dander up at the moment. So after a series of penalties, Leighton Buzzard now are threatening the Thurrock line. They have a line out in their favour. It's well taken by Kraber in the second row, and they've set up the drive. Now it's come out loose. It's gone to ground. Ball's come wide. Wiggins is tackled in midfield, and yet another penalty to Leighton Buzzard for offside. This could result in a yellow card. Jake Barron has come across there to tackle Winch. It's a free ball for Leighton Buzzard. They still have an advantage, a free ball. And the referee has come back for the penalty. And Thurrock have been given a yellow card. They said rugby is a game of momentum, and of course Thurrock had all the momentum, having just scored a try. Unfortunately, playing the ball, which hadn't gone 10 metres, has changed the whole game. Sometimes such incidents do occur. In the Wales-South Africa game, of course, spectator came onto the field at a crucial time, and Liam Williams probably would have scored. I don't doubt the final result would have changed very much, because South Africa always comes strong at the end. On this occasion, it's been an error by Thurrock which has changed the course of the game. Looks like an injury to scrum half Ollie Taylor, though in the fading light it is very difficult to see from here. So a yellow card has been shown to Rob Murphy. Thurrock are down to 14. Leighton Buzzard in the ascendant, and they have the extra man. The ball's come out there, and Thurrock, Jocelyn has picked up. And Thurrock have the penalty. And Leighton Buzzard marched back 10 yards for arguing with the ref. So Jake Barron just kicked that, and they've kept in play, and Kai Holloway is away, but the ref has now suggested it's crossed the plane of the line. Thurrock are almost gifted a try.
Come on, Leighton! Option one.
Daniel for the line out. Jay Jennings has taken that well at the front. Now Thurrock are driving forward. They're now moving forward. Ball's come out to Jones. Ben Stanley throws a dummy, looking for the offload. Thurrock have picked up. And Henry Bird is still looking for work there in the middle of the field. Jake Barron throws a dummy. Still breaks through in the middle of the field. He's still going. He's come back to Alex Jones. He's come wide now. There's a chance for Thurrock. He's still going. He's gone to touch. The Thurrock have a penalty. Which Thurrock are taking their time over, understandably.
across, full across.
So this time it's Matt Siddle to take the penalty in front of the posts. And he converts that, so Thurrock extend their lead to 7 points.
Go on, Leighton! Refocus now! Back down there, get the ball back now.
Now Thurrock captain is calling for the team to focus on this occasion as Leighton Buzzard prepared to kick off. Starling will kick off.
Let's go! Eyes up!
This time it's a brilliant kick, goes 10 metres, and Leighton Buzzard have the opportunity to tap it back. They knock it forward in the process. Probably about 5 minutes remaining.
Boys, make the kick! Make the next Joe, same again.
Leighton Buzzard have won at the front of the line out, but it's gone back into touch.
Disruption, Callum, go again.
Callum Craber and Ryan Eaton, the second row, doing very well for Leighton Buzzard, disrupting the line out. And Callum Strawn the back does well, but Thurrock win that one, but it's not straight. And so some fundamental errors have allowed Leighton Buzzard to come back into the game.
They've got to play, so hold your line. Make a tackle. Get Josh on the inside shoulder. Sit down. Talk to Dan Stone. Talk to him.
And Buzzard have thrown the ball out. They're going to back move around the back. They're going wide. Come back inside. Joss Nunn is there to make the telling tackle. But they have got to the 22, the Thurrock 22. They've picked up, they've come blind. Thurrock are pressing in the middle. Ball's gone through several sets of hands, giving Leighton Buzzard an opportunity. And what's happened there is the centre has straightened up and he's gone under the posts. And with Starling to add the conversion, that will be the tying score.
Well played! Very well played, Leighton Buzzard. Well done!
Leighton Buzzard 22, Thurrock 24 with the conversion to come. In spite of the charge, it goes to 24 each. Thurrock kicked off and got into the Leighton Buzzard half. Leighton Buzzard attempting to open up. A solid tackling in midfield. They will attempt to come wide. They will attempt to come wide. And they've lost possession.
Play that!
And Thurrock have been given a penalty. And Siddle to kick to the corner.
Come on now, boys!
And Thurrock have got into 22. Unfortunately, Jake Barrand has left the field. And one feels as if he'd stayed on, that would have been an attempted goal. The Thurrock have been restored to full complement with Rob Murphy coming back onto the field. So it's Thurrock's line out. The referee's intervened. Prevent them taking a quick line out. Thurrock set again. Let's come to Jay Jennings at the front, who's taken out beautifully. Thurrock set up the drive, but somebody's gone in front. And it's given Leighton Buzzard a penalty.
Get back! Get back!
Very frustrating when they've got into a good attacking position and given away a penalty.
Sit! Sit! Very well, Alex. Close up. I set the line wide. Anthony! Catch! Catch! Anthony! Catch! Catch!
He's coming. Looks like he wants to.
Jack Cowman has been injured. He's had to leave the field, being tended to by his father, the physiotherapist. That means Anthony Catchpole has to come back onto the field. His father is watching. So Starling kicks touch. It's still in Leighton Buzzard half.
Better fucking try now. Hey, let's go, come on. And I need you to fucking work your ass off.
Nelson, want the ball?
Yeah? I need you rapid.
So Will Batchelor to throw in. It's gone to the back, and that's not straight, but the referee hasn't seen it. Far he is from the touchline to see it, wasn't straight. So Leighton Buzzard have one last chance to try and win this game. Come the outside where Fisk is in full flight again. He's kicked ahead. Thurrock have won possession back. It's a good pass out there. And Kai Holloway is trying to run out defence. He's been tackled. Ball's gone wide for Thurrock. Thurrock can look as if they're running out here. Dan Stone on the outside. He's made ground, but still in the Thurrock half. Thurrock is setting up with the forwards. And that gives Holloway a chance on the outside. Holloway's gone inside. And Thurrock go back for the penalty.
His radial pad, he's had a problem.
Good kick from Jacob Murta there to get the ball back to the other side of the field. Siddle to kick to touch.
Yes, we do actually. Yeah, we do.
This could well be the last play. 24 points apiece at the moment. Probably a fair reflection of the ebbing and flowing of this game.
on, Buzzards, keep your focus.
So Thurrock win that line to the middle.
No dummies, anything.
Ben Stanley to Henry Bird. He's held up in the middle of the field. Some pick up from Ben Timpson. Thurrock come blind. Anthony Catchpole's dropped that.
Here we go, boys.
Come on now, Buzzard. Come on, boys.
And the referee has signalled the end of the game. 24-point each draw, and probably on reflection about the right result. Thurrock have come away today and played very well in certain parts of the game. Unfortunately, when they were well ahead and looking very much as if they were in control, an error was made from the kick-off, and subsequently Leighton Buzzard came back into the game. The spirits rose as a result of that, and they came quite close to winning it in the end. The Thurrock probably deserved the draw, and both teams come away with 3 points. Good afternoon from Wright's Meadow, Leighton Buzzard, Bedfordshire. About that, Dave. I got quite excited at one stage then. We had a good pasture play then. It was really good when Dan Stone scored that try, and then it was the kick-off, unfortunately.
It's just a shame, mate.
It was the kick-off. Jack Coleman. It didn't go 10. We just scored. We were 21-10 up, whatever it was.
Bloody good. Top man. I don't want to say my comfy is rubbish either. Yeah. Right, so can I help you with anything?
That's right. You can help me carry some of it back. My back's blowing up. Yeah.
Is it? Oh, I told you that in the first place.
No, it's not that. It's not carrying. It's just staying up all afternoon. It's done that.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. At least we've stopped the rot.
Yeah. They could have done better, though, couldn't they?
Well,
Like you
sure
said, if they'd have let that ball bounce and they got the re-kick or the ball, they'd have had the trouble is if it had gone back for a bloody scrum and they got driven off the scrum.
Yeah, but having said that,
They would have felt
when
better
you
about
go
it.
and go 10, if you make a decision to take it, you've got to take it and make ground, otherwise
Yeah.
it's pointless.
Yeah, exactly.
And